The Tigers beat Baylor in the Texas Bowl. We take a look back at the film and towards 2025 here on the Hanacast.
The Hanacast, a weekly LSU football film study with Charles Hanagriff and former LSU tight end Richard Dickson. Now to break down the Tiger tape, here's Charles and Richard.
Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to the Hanacast. After a break for the holidays, I'm Charles Hanagriff along with former Tiger Richard Dickson. We're going to take a look back today at the Texas Bowl. LSU beat Baylor 44-31. But we're also going to put kind of a spotlight most of today's film session on players that will be returning in 2025. Rich, first with the bowl game, the whole atmosphere. It's about who wants to be there. Yeah. It's about how many guys do you have that are not playing in the bowl game because they're going pro or they're in the transfer portal. We've seen some of these bowl games be ridiculously lopsided. Although I got to tell you, in 2024, way more with NIL as the driving motivator. I think in a lot of these cases, we've seen a lot of players not opt out that play in the bowl games. Even a lot of them that are in the transfer portal play in the bowl games before they're transferring out. So maybe we've seen for a few years there, it was like, man, can we get anybody to play in these bowl games? And now it seems like it's kind of veering back in the other direction.
It's like they're all playing on a contract year.
Thank you for so concisely putting what I was trying to say. Before we get into the film, LSU had to remake their offensive line for this game. They had to remake their receiving core for this game. Most of the defensive guys that were there all year were there, save maybe one or two. But they had to put all this together, and it seemed like during the bowl practices they were able to get some kind of continuity for this bowl game.
Yeah, offensively I was really impressed with what they did. Ty Adams playing the left tackle really impressed me. I thought he played really great considering a guy that, we saw him play guard a little bit earlier in the year. Hadn't seen him play that left tackle, but his technique was flawless. I like to see that you had Bo Bordelon that is now, he took that 89 jersey off, put on a guard number, and he was a big utility piece for us in this game. He played right guard, played left guard. He rotated, allowing to put other guys in there and get time. And I think who made themselves some money is Miles Frazier, sliding out there to play right tackle, showing that that's another skill set that he has. And then from the receiver standpoint, I think everybody just played pretty good.
Frazier, of course, came to LSU as a tackle from Florida International, but spent most of his Tiger career playing guard. All right, let's start it out here. This is LSU playing third down and 5 yards to go from the Baylor 10-yard line, and we're going to see Garrett Nusmeier find Trey'dez Green in the back of the end zone.
And this is just this is a Garrett Nusmeier play. He looks left, he hitches to the left, he pulls the safety, and really allows TD to get in there and get a touchdown. His size, playing the back line of the end zone. He's really uncoverable when you can get him in those situations. But right here, I just thought from the offensive line standpoint, tackles played well, the guards helped each other. Nobody looked uncomfortable, and this is the first drive of the game going down there. Everybody looked comfortable in their assignment and knowing what they were supposed to do.
Let's take a look at this. I want to stop it right here, and we're talking about Trey'dez Green, and he's one of the real bright spots in this game because he played some tight end on the inside. He played where you see him here split out. And the matchup problem is still there. I want to put this as a positive. This ain't a great route.
No,
and you can explain that with the wide view right here. He scores anyway, and this is not a well-run route. You described this route here.
It's one of those things that you want to see sharp edges when you're running routes, and he kind of rounds this thing. He bends it. He doesn't get really definite. But if you start the play back over, the play is made with what Garrett Nusmeier does. He looks the safety off. You see him, he's going to kind of hitch to make it look like he's going to throw that corner route. He pulls the safety that way. And when you got somebody that's 6'7", that frame, he creates that space. Because imagine if you let the play run, if that safety's not playing that hard, he makes a play right there. He hits him, he jars the ball out. But what he did with his eyes and that little quick hitch, he held the safety up just long enough.
All right, I want to go back and I want to watch Green here again, and I want you to explain what a better way to run the route, because as he rounds this route off, he's as far in the back of the end zone as you can get.
He doesn't. Running routes is all about creating space and running with edges and precise angles to make sure that you create stuff. You want to see him stem up there to make this backer think he could be sitting down, he could be breaking out. You want to give different options, but he bananas it. He just kind of runs it and bends it. He doesn't put any pressure on that backer to make a decision.
And the reason I consider this a positive, he ran the route. It wasn't a great route. he still scored. Okay, when he
he's-
starts running the right routes, he's going to be uncoverable.
He's going to be dangerous because he's a freak. He's 6'7". He's athletic. He can move. And just imagine what the plays he makes off his physical God-given ability right now. Now with some technical ability, he's going to be a monster.
The second play we're going to look at is the pick six by Devon Keys. This is 2nd and 15 from the Baylor 43-yard line.
There's not much schematically I put this on here for other than Keys has speed, man. Like, he's a guy, when I start watching these plays and I watch this whole game, him, Weeks, the speed at linebackers, Harold Perkins coming back, we could have the fastest linebacking crew in the SEC, and these guys are just athletic. And you're going to see plays made time and time again where Keys gets there with his speed.
What's Baylor show? Well, we'll wait for the wide view to see what they're showing formation-wise. But
this is really an ugly screen they run. The running back didn't sell it much. Savion was in the way that caused him a little bit of hesitancy to catch the ball, which caused a little bit of confusion, probably why he bumbled it. But I thought this was just a poorly ran play by Baylor.
Right. 4 wides.
Yeah, they're running trips left. They're going to run a little motion to try to figure out what we are in coverage. Who's going to, and you want to see that in a screenplay because you're going to put this guy all the way outside. We're showing zone. Nobody's moving out coverage right there. Everybody kind of settles. No one runs with them. We just kind of, you're going to see our zone dropper on the left side, but it's a poorly run play. Savion sees it. He doesn't have to hesitate long. He gets there, causing confusion, and then Keys just makes a play.
And that put LSU up 2 scores here early in the second quarter of the Texas Bowl. We're brought to you by Marucci Sports, the Hitter's House, 5801 Segan Lane. Members privileges include 24/7 access to the members-only cages, bullpen cage reservation opportunities. We're getting close to baseball season. 15% discount in the retail store, which they continue to add to. Plus all your Marucci aluminum and composite bats are available there. New Hitter's House had just opened in the fall in New Orleans, Metairie, 1801 Airline Drive. Marucci Sports, founded and operated by current and former big leaguers. For more information, go to MarucciSports.com. This third play we're going to look at here is a 3rd down and 5 for Baylor at the LSU 21-yard line, and this is going to be a touchdown for Baylor.
This is one that I really wanted to go back and see just kind of what happened on this, but I give credit to Baylor. They got rid of the ball really quick right here. There was a precisely timed route, great catch, great throw, a pretty solid coverage. Nothing you can do about that. Sometimes players just go out there and make plays.
Originally, they ruled this incomplete, but they went back and looked at it and gave him the touchdown. Let's take a look up front here.
And it's a good story. The guy who caught it for Baylor was a walk-on, ended up being the leading team receiver. I thought everybody got after it real quick, and I wanted to go back. Why did he have so much time? Why was this an easy throw? It was just timing. He got it out quick. I thought the rush was good. The coverage was pretty good, but sometimes a great throw and a great catch beats it.
Robertson's throw to the outside, gets a foot down. Sometimes the other guys make a play.
You can't cover a great throw and a great catch.
This next play we're going to look at is a 1st and 10 from the LSU 39-yard line. This is a Nusmeier to Aaron Anderson play that goes for 20 yards.
Yeah, and if you go ahead and let it run, what I really want to show you is from the wide view in the back. This is about a young offensive line. This is some things that they didn't have. They had some pre-snap keys. They didn't get read. And I remember going back to this play, everybody talked about it was an NFL throw, an NFL catch, a great play by them two. Should have been a touchdown to Chris Hilton down the sideline. But what you see right here is, if you hit pause real quick, with the D-end standpoint alignment, where this guy is, and you'll see even better from the wide view, the safety's playing over, cornerback's press. This is a corner blitz. Everybody should know that, Green should be telling everybody, cowboy, 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 get ready for the slant. Frazier should be seeing that. This should be communicated all the way down the line, but with these new guys in new different places, this wasn't communicated. You're going to see a really bad step by 65. He doesn't understand that this guy is looping out to the outside to stay placed. He takes a hard step inside, gets beat, and caused Nusmeier to make a great play, although it should have been a touchdown.
You're telling me they didn't read this well?
No, this was not read at all.
Okay. Let's watch it from the close view first. It is a miracle that he got this ball off, and an even bigger miracle that Anderson was able to get a toe down in bounds.
That was such a great play that we were talking about then. But, here's what I talk about. Look where the corner is, and when you're on this hash, look how far over the safety's playing. The only reason the safety's over here is because he's covering that guy. This guy, once you know that you got a cowboy blitz due to his alignment, where he's at, everybody's slanting to the next gap. You got to understand that. You understand where these people are covering. Everything, when it looks funny, they're not playing that wide of a gap in the middle of the field just for fun. So understanding where his alignment is, now understand that you're replacing. He's the new edge guy. He's coming inside. He's looping. This got to be communicated down from the receiver to the tight end to the rest of the offensive line. But what happens right here is it's not communicated. You're going to get Paul Mubanga take a hard step down thinking that he's still got this guy covered when he's looping and he just gets out of position. He's a free lane.
That safety that's at the 49-yard line, if this was not a corner blitz, where would he be lined up?
He's sitting a little bit deeper. Look at him. You're right here. He's sitting at less than 10 yards. He's sitting at 8 yards of the deep safety.
You think Nusmeier saw this before the snap?
I think Nusmeier did. I don't think anybody else did.
Okay. Here's a play from the wide side.
So because he gets to look, watch Hilton at the top. Probably the most open he's been all year long.
Oh, wow. Now I see it.
Yeah.
If Nusmeier had been able to set up, well, Hilton got behind him
Quick.
2 or 3 other times. He was definitely there here.
I think Hilton scores the next play after this, but could have been a little bit earlier. And it's strictly just because communication.
He's got, 4 yards, 5 yards?
It's the most open I've seen him all year long. He burned this guy, and probably why they come back the next play and run a similar route on the outside, on the opposite side.
You see, Joe Sloan's watching.
He's watching.
Hey, we had them beat on that play. They caught us with a blitz. All right, we'll move over. Nice play by Nusmeier and by Anderson. We're brought to you by Dependable Storage. 8 locations across Louisiana and 1 in Gulfport, Mississippi, with new facilities in Slidell and Youngsville. Matching any competitor's pricing at Dependable Storage. Convenient online rentals and payments. Free use of the moving truck if you've got a new rental move in. Clean, secure, and conveniently located facilities. Check out the website, dependablestorage.com, for locations, pricing, and rentals. Like Skip Bertman says, Dependable Storage, we want your stuff. Okay, the next play we're going to look at is a 1st and 10 at the Baylor 41. This is Nusmeier complete to Chris Hilton for 41 yards and the touchdown. See, you put some of the good stuff in there, too.
Yeah, I want to stay positive for the new year.
Yeah, all right. 4 wides for LSU here, and Hilton.
Now, is it 4 wide? So his touchdowns don't count as touchdowns, and that's 4 wide. We're not going to go count Trey'dez Green as a tight end. I like where your head's at.
Okay. This doesn't look like much more than a simple go route, and he's faster than the guy covering him.
Yeah, and it's the play after. And what I want to talk about is this is still offensive line communication. There's slants. Guys aren't being communicated. It's another deal where Paul Mubanga slams down, doesn't realize he's got a looper on the outside. And I get what he's doing. He's a young guy that wants to make contact.
Let me stop here. So the previous play you pointed out a corner blitz. This is not a blitz.
No, but what you're going to see is once you see the stunt, so let it roll a little bit, you're going to see where guys start to pan out. So once
they're all slanting this way.
Yeah. And you're going to see the blitz coming off the side, which means they're replacing. Once that blitz comes, he's got to know, it's feeling things out, understanding where you're at. You got a hand in one place. He's got help on the inside. So don't be so quick to go outside. Know where your help is, know what your other assignments are, and allows you to put yourself in a better position. Because if you watch, Mubanga's eyes get back really late, and he's almost fortunate the guy runs into him. He doesn't block him on that play. He's still looking out to where he thinks his guy is. Once he saw that end drop, he knows that guy drops for a reason because somebody's coming from the inside.
Let's watch this one more time.
So the key one is when 43 dropped. So that knows that the guy that lined up in front of him is looping to the tackle, and he's got to, you understand when people leave, they're being replaced somewhere.
All right, LSU gets the touchdown there, and they go up 21-7. The next play we're going to look at is a 3rd and 1 at the Baylor 23-yard line for Baylor, and LSU stuffs this one pretty good.
It might be my favorite defensive play of the year. You're going to see the freshman make a hell of a play. Gabriel Relaford blows a guy up. Keys, elite speed, bending on the edge. Bro, McKinley on the inside, stalemate their guys. I mean, this might be one of the best run plays in a short yardage stoppage.
And you mentioned it's all the young players.
It's all freshmen, and that's why I got excited about it. Just for the first time, let it run, and everybody just watch Relaford. 19 freshmen coming in. They're going to be a kick-out block, and he lays the wood. I mean, I get excited about defensive end. The pop on that. I mean, I played defense my whole life until I got to college. That's what you love to do, blow up a pulling guard, pulling tackle, anybody trying to loop around and knock you out, and you lay the wood to them. Watch Bro. Bro stalemates this guy, pushed him back. Like he's in the backfield. this is a dominant defensive line play.
I want to go back and look at it from the closer view one more time again here, so we can take a look at. I was watching Relaford the last time. Let's watch Bro.
He shoves him in the backfield, gets his legs rolled up on because he didn't get any of the.
And this is Keys flying off the other side, right?
Yeah, it's Keys coming off the edge. McKinley, he doesn't blow anybody up, but he holds point, still knocks him back. And the speed from Keys, you'll really see from the wide view. He bends. I'm excited to watch the plays he's going to make going forward next year because he's got a different speed that I don't even think we've seen from any of the other guys.
42. He times this well, too.
The timing, the cut, the get flat. I mean, and then, of course, it all looks beautiful because what Relaford and what Bro did on the front side.
All right, so nice play there by the LSU defenders. This next play is a 3rd and goal at the Baylor 1, and Garrett Nusmeier is going to find Trey'dez Green for the touchdown here.
Every tight end has scored a touchdown on this play. It is a tight end play. It's a tight end delay.
You would put this in here.
Yeah,
that's good
play.
though. I like that.
I scored a touchdown on it against South Carolina. But really, I thought, sadly, it was a poor run fake right there. Nuss didn't sell it much. The running backs didn't sell it. But what they sold with his eyes to the flat. Everybody flew to thinking that they've seen that Williams play get out to the flat. They've seen that. They didn't really emphasize the run fake. But he did a good job by showing contact, getting his hands on the guy, and then with his athleticism, they couldn't catch up.
He does move well for somebody 6'7".
Is he going to play basketball? I want to go to see a game. I want to see him play.
You know, those guys all say they want to play basketball after football season until
up.
after football season. And
I want to break.
Yeah,
my knees hurt, my legs hurt.
It's a little bit tough. Let me ask you about Trey'dez because it's one of the biggest, I thought, positives out of this game. He was asked to do a lot of different things. Kelly talked about how good he was in the bowl practices. Look a little bit more physical to you?
Look more physical. Like I said, there's some things I thought he could do better in blocking and do better in run blocking. But where I'm going to give you, what is really impressive as a young guy, a freshman, is he had a whole game plan. He wasn't in there for 14 plays. He wasn't in there for 15. They didn't give him a notepad and say, know these plays. They ran the offense with him in there. So that's a guy that stayed in, knew that he was going to be part of the entire offense. He wasn't preparing for 10 to 12 plays at situational times when he's going to get in there. He prepared to play from down one till the whistle was blown at the end of the game. So from a maturity standpoint of recognizing and understanding a full playbook, he was able to go out there and look comfortable. He didn't look like he was second-guessing anything he did. He took the time to understand every play that could be called while he's going to be in the game.
That's progress because he couldn't do that in September.
No, they were putting him in there for 8 to 10 plays. He had a set amount of plays he's going to run. They called the offense with him in there, and that's a lot of kudos to him for going out there and getting ready.
With 25 years of experience, Lake Urgent Care, dedicated to providing quality care close to home, treating minor illnesses and injuries from ages 3 months and up at 17 convenient locations, including Baton Rouge, Hammond, Livingston, and Ascension parishes. Plus, they offer occupational health and weight loss solutions. As a seamless extension of Our Lady of the Lake, patients can access care from anywhere with the MyChart patient portal. Our urgent care centers are open 7 days a week. Walk in, check in online, or schedule a virtual care visit at lakeurgentcare.com. This next play we're going to look at is a 4th down. This is a 4th down and 10 at the LSU 40, and Baylor's quarterback is going to be in a bind here.
I like that we're playing press man coverage. This is old school LSU. Woodland ran with him. Coverage was really good right here. We put our guys out there, went and played man as man cover 2 press, and those guys locked them up. And then you had just our guys staying with it. We had the speed between Keys and Weeks. It was almost like it looks like Weeks is playing a spy technique. He's getting back there, just making sure he doesn't rush. But then Keys' ability to get back and Weeks to get back. I get excited thinking about those 2 guys and the athleticism and speed we're going to have going forward next year.
All right, let's watch the coverage now from the wide view.
So Woodland's running with him. I mean, this is man coverage all the way. We're playing man press. You see everybody's uptight on them. They're not worried about it. And
there's nowhere to go with the football.
That's old school LSU football. I mean, when LSU's defense were the great, you played cover 2 press. Man.
Well, some of those guys that we just showed right there are coming back, and they are bringing in some help in that secondary. I promise you, some of them are already here. All right, this next play we're going to look at LSU playing 2nd down and 6 from their own 43-yard line, and this is another long pass completion from Nusmeier to Chris Hilton. Or not.
No,
Excuse me. I got the wrong play here.
You almost threw me off for a minute. I was like, wait, you want to see Green block? I put this in there to watch him block.
Hang on. All right. I'm off on my chart here because I'm playing. I'm playing the Chris Hilton play. This is okay. This was not on my chart. I'm just gonna watch because I don't know what's coming here.
So this is just a run block we're going to get here. You're going to see Green come off the end. They're going to double team up to there. He makes a good effort.
Okay.
He gets up on him. You know, what we talked about is a willing blocker. He's a guy that's going to go out there and he's going to lower his hat. Better technique. He's going to get better at this. But if you hit, might show it from the wide view. It's probably a little easier to see. Right there, you got 71-14 going end to backer. The play where this gets messed up is Bo Borderline doesn't really get off on that one. There's a double team between the center and the guard. So I'll wait till he gets back in there. This is just a combo block. If you hit pause, you're going from tackle to tight end are working in the backer. Now you're going to have these two are working tackle to backside. So if they get the seal off, for some reason or another, Bo gets hung up on that tackle, can't get off of it, and allows the backside backer to flow and make the play. But that's where our run game.
All right, so that's kind of a good news, bad news. Seeing Green there is terrific. Okay,
yeah,
that's something else he wouldn't have done in September.
And I'll give it to Bo and them. They knew the play, but I can't imagine going from right to left to right. I can. Tight ends do it every play. We're so athletic. But guard play, going from right guard to left guard, getting your right techniques, your right feet, and the hands inside is tough. And that's when you can see where Bo just kind of got stuck on him.
Would you say that the biggest problem, we're talking about LSU's offensive line problems, it was an inability to get to the second level? We've shown so many plays like this, that inability to get to the second level and one more block. One more block there. How many times have we said it?
That's the story of our run game this year. Is you get it blocked on the front side, but nobody gets the backside cutoffs, and you can't get seams unless you cut off the backside. I think Chester did a little bit better in this game getting off, but he struggled at times getting off his block onto the next guy and just doing those combination blocks where you were getting to the next level and creating those big plays.
All right, I think I'm back on track now. This is a first down and 10 from the 36-yard line of the Tigers, and this is going to be a long completion from Robertson to Kelton Jackson.
You're back on track.
Okay. You just wanted to take Chris Hilton's other touchdown out of there. Okay, got it. Always slanting stuff towards the tight ends. Okay, here we go. This was going to go carried down inside the 2, I believe.
And this is just, the timing gets a little bit weird for me because you played that press man early on and guys look good a few plays before. This is one where we sink off, we play a little bit lax on the defense, give them cushion, and then we get beat on a double move.
Check the protection on the short view here.
Yeah, I would say that was probably about the only disappointing thing for me in this game is getting after the quarterback and rushing. And I think we did a little bit better.
They sent Weeks on that. They sent Witt on that play. He didn't get there.
They did a good job picking it up.
Tell me, all right, this is straight man coverage.
You're playing man, but you're playing such a soft cushion right now. Look at everybody playing back off. And what's the down and distance on this?
This was first and 10.
Okay, first and 10. So
now you're late in the first half. This is under 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Okay, so
you're on that. You're in plus territory. So the clock's not an issue yet.
You're a drive before where you're playing press man, and look, everybody locked everybody up. This one is one where I think that Stamps struggles a little bit because he gets nervous and he overcompensates for a slant route and then gets beat wide open on a double move.
All right, here you see it.
And look, I'll give Baylor a little bit of credit. Their receivers had some speed. I thought that quarterback played pretty well. He made some good throws. They were better in the pass game than I anticipated.
Bayou Apparel, helping local businesses communicate their message since 2009, is one of only a few local LSU official licensees. Bayou Apparel offers the highest quality products to showcase your brand. Whether you've got an established brand or a new one, Bayou Apparel design experts can help you create eye-catching designs that fit your company's message. They do logos, event T-shirts, and promotional items for your business. Call 225-928-9090 or go to the website at BayouApparel.com. This play that we're going to look at here is a 2nd down and 10 from midfield. And this is another long pass against the LSU secondary that's going to carry down inside the 5-yard line.
And this was the most frustrating play for me in this game, is because this really isn't a long pass. It's a screen with a lot of missed tackles. The guy busts it long. Good setup right here. I think Stamps does a good job. He sets the edge to force him back inside, but you got 1, 2, 3. I mean, the missed tackles on that. Stamps forced his guy to cut it back inside where there's help. Guy's got to be able to come in and make a play right there.
Let's watch it from the close view.
And see, Keys almost got home on that one. I will say 46, I think his name's Singleton, another young linebacker.
Yeah.
Dude can run. He's the guy that caught up to Xavier Thomas on the kickoff return, high-fiving him at the end. He's the first guy to miss a tackle on this play and then comes around and makes a tackle at the end of the play. You got a lot of athletic young guys out there.
Who was supposed to have him?
I think it was probably Singleton. If you see the communication, He gets off right there. He's pointing. He didn't come with the backer in the backfield, but I'll give him a hell of an effort to miss a tackle and come 30 yards down the field and make a tackle.
Yep. Okay, that carried down inside the 5-yard line. Okay, next play. This is a 3rd down and 12. This is late stages of the 3rd quarter. This is a pass that's intercepted that Nusmeier threw to Gorman Rudolph.
Yeah, and I asked for this play to be on here because I wanted to see what he was seeing, and I can't tell you. This is one that's just he missed it. He knows he's got a zone dropper right there. He knows what was going on. For some reason or another, he got locked into running one route. It's right in his face. You'll see it on this back view. He's staring it down so bad that I'm not sure what happened on that one, because you got Anderson running down the middle of the field, no one covering him. He sees the backer drop. I don't know what got in his vision, because he's looking that way. He's seeing it. It's just one of those plays that's the bad side of us that we're hoping that he just gets better and better each year.
I remember kind of gasping at that because he was playing so well at that point. He's in such a rhythm that
watch his head. He's looking that way the whole time. I can't see what made him go there, how he didn't see it, other than he was just locked in on running that.
Even if that guy that intercepted the ball wasn't there, Thomas was covered.
Yeah.
Or then
run it back. If you're not covered, he loves Anderson. Watch who's covering Anderson right here.
Nobody. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm over here looking left. You're looking in the center of the field, and Anderson could have run for forever.
So
yeah.
I guess I went the two back-to-back plays that frustrated me the most in the game.
Well, that'll that happens. Okay, this is what the summertime work is for. We're talking about a game where Nusmeier probably LSU snapped the ball 65 times, 70 times.
One bad play.
Yeah, one or two bad. That 5th year, the whole summer, the whole spring, everything's about eliminate those 1 or 2 bad plays.
Talked to a lot of people this weekend, and they're talking about it's year 2 with Nuss. Everybody talking about year 2 with Burrow, year 2 with Daniels, and he's going to have a lot of expectations and hype going into year 2.
If you remember back where Burrow was kind of slotted going into year 2, he was thought of as having had a good 2018, but he wasn't Joe Burrow yet. He was thought of probably as a 3rd-day draft pick, was an afterthought for the Heisman, and of course won the Heisman, became the first pick in the draft. After the 2022 season, which for LSU was a very good one because they made the SEC championship game, Jaden Daniels, when he came back, was thought of probably as a late day 2 pick, but was not mentioned with the Heisman.
No.
It was not, maybe a little bit higher than Burrow was, but not won the Heisman, 2nd pick in the draft. Nussmeier's stock right now is higher than Burrow's or Daniels' was going into their 5th season.
Yeah, I mean, even with Daniels' 2nd year coming back after Florida State, we sat in here and talked about, I was like, where's the progression? I mean, he didn't necessarily light it up in that Florida State game either, but he got better each week.
We're brought to you by Dana Brown, the law offices of O.C. Brown. For all your legal needs, you can trust them. The family-owned law firm. Dana's carried on his father O.C.'s legacy. We've used them for a number of things over the years, whether you've been in a car accident or some other legal needs that you have. The law offices of O.C. Brown should be your first and only call. Truly your law firm for a lifetime, and the first consultation is always free. Call them at 225-343-1111. 225-343-1111. On the web, it's OC Brown, OSSIEBrown.com. Right down the street from the law office of OC Brown, Town Square Pizza. Downtown for lunch. In a hurry, get in, get out with delicious homemade pizza made the way you want it. The hot, delicious square pizza delivered in a timely manner and very generous portions. You're probably going to be able to bring some home after lunch. Get a Town Square Pizza, downtown Baton Rouge. One more play here. This is one of the better running plays of the night for LSU. A 3rd and 9 from the Baylor 32-yard line. This is late in the third quarter, and Kaden Durham gets loose for 19 yards here.
This is what gets me excited about this. Is outside of all the blocking and anything, it's the football IQ of Kaden Durham and the feel he has for the game. And you're not going to be able to see it really great from here, but just that pressing the hole, understanding where he's going, understanding where his leverage is, and you'll see it really good from the wide view. He presses that hole so late and is so patient to stay in it to where those guys fly down and then to know to bounce it outside. I mean, that's just a football IQ right there. That right there, to squeeze it so tight and know where he's got Xavier coming in to block. The other guy's going to squeeze in and to bounce it outside with his speed. It's just a great run and a football savvy move by him.
Take a look at the wide view here.
I mean, the squeeze is what makes this play. And the defenders full sell on it. They come flying down. He holds it in there and then bouncing it outside. It's just a true running back, understanding how to use the field to gain leverage.
Most of what we've shown you here is from players that are returning. This roster is going to look very, very different next year, but a lot of these guys you saw make plays in the Texas Bowl are going to be back next year. Richard, we got 2 more podcasts for football before we make the transition to baseball. So here's what we're going to show you. Next week, we're going to have film on the remainder of the portal class. What we know, we did before Christmas. We did, I think, the first 8, and we'll do the rest of the players when we get back next week, and then we'll do kind of a setup for spring where we have in a couple of weeks we should have most of what the roster is going to look like for spring and for fall. I am excited about what I've seen so far. I think Nusmeier coming back is a huge catalyst with what they've been able to do in a transfer portal. And I did this in the pregame show before the bowl game, but when you break down this roster and you look at it for what they've got coming back next year, I can see a preseason, certainly top 10 team, maybe a top 5 team. And again, a lot of times these rankings are predicated, and they mean nothing. I get it, okay? But they're predicated on how much you've got returning and whether your quarterback is coming back or not. And the number of fifth-year quarterbacks that are coming back in the Southeastern Conference, it's a pretty limited number. It's Nusmeier and probably Diego Pavia, who's in year whatever. I've lost track. But the rest of, Carson Beck is going pro. Jalen Milroe is going pro. You're seeing
got some young guys.
So Jackson Dart is going. Yeah. No, you'll have Nico. You'll have DJ Lagway. Marcel Reed. The changing quarterbacks at Oklahoma and Auburn. Taylon Green at Arkansas we think is really good. But I think Nusmeier will be a preseason All-SEC quarterback. And I think when you look at what LSU has coming back, and they did a pretty good job there. I mean, you get a guy like Harold Perkins back who maybe we didn't expect to come back. Plus the recruiting class, plus the transfer portal class, plus what everybody else is dealing with right now. We'll do that podcast in a couple of weeks with what the roster looks like. But I got to tell you, when I sat down and really dove into it, it's like, you look at this, it looks pretty good.
You know what killed me is watching what a healthy Chris Hilton did. I mean,
that's a big part of it.
We wanted that all year long. That made such a big difference. And you saw why he was talked about every week is when are we getting him back? Because that's a skill set that you just can't bring to the table. I mean, there's very few guys that can do that on the football field.
Chris Hilton and Trey'dez Green in this bowl game were the two big. Now, the offensive line, I was really encouraged about.
Tyreek Adams really impressed me. He's a guy that we've heard about. You got another guy
who was also hurt for a good portion in the middle of the season.
Yeah, he had the hernia surgery.
Mm-hmm. When you look at this whole thing, it's pretty exciting what they have coming back. We'll over the next 2 weeks with the last 2 of the football podcasts, we're going to look at the rest of the transfer portal class, and then we're going to take a look into the roster as we get ready for spring. Thanks to everybody for being with us. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all those things that we need you to do. Thank you very much. And for Richard Dickson, I'm Charles Hanagriff. This has been the Handycast.